Over a month ago now, I almost died. Not in a flatlining in the hospital type of way, but more like I really don't know how I survived type of way. And my life flashed before my eyes for the literal first time ever. And I finally get what people mean when they say that now. I'm not here to traumatize anyone, so I'll briefly explain what happened, but essentially it was a very, very bad car accident in the pouring rain on the highway, and no one was involved but me. Like, how do you manage to do that? I don't know, right? I don't know, but it happened. The way that it happened, I genuinely can't believe that I lived. I had a moment in that car where I was absolutely certain that that was it, that was going to be the end of my life. That was going to be the end of everything that I've ever known, that it was just gonna be gone in the literal blink of an eye, that was it. As much as I've spoken about my experiences with suicidal thoughts perhaps, or depression, or not wanting to be alive, all I could think in that moment was, I am not ready to die. I am not ready to die. Please don't let me die. I'm not ready. I am genuinely not ready. It was the first time in my life that I was faced with my own mortality to that extent. And it was an unbelievable feeling. It was unexplainable. I don't think I could put it into words, but in what felt like forever, but was probably actually like 5 seconds or something, it's like I saw my whole life. I saw the whole thing somehow. It was just like bam, 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 bam. And then I was so sure that that was it, but it wasn't. I don't know what the actual odds were that I survive in that scenario. It really took time for me to process the fact that I did not die in that accident, because I genuinely felt like I should have. The fact that I was alive, that I was okay, was just unbelievable to me. I don't know how it happened. I don't understand how it happened. I don't understand how I was not in shambles with my car. I don't understand how no one else was involved, and it just doesn't seem right that I just lived and I was just fine and I was okay and nothing major happened to me. I'm actually glad that I almost died. I am actually glad that that happened to me. I didn't die in that accident, but a lot of things did. My car just being one of them, and probably the least important thing, to be honest. I don't know how else to describe it other than saying that it felt like something shifted within me after that experience. We kind of know that we're fragile and that any one of us could just not wake up tomorrow, or you could just walk outside and get hit by a bus and like that's it. But do we know until we really know? Because I thought that I knew, but I don't think that I truly did. In a way, that was the beginning of a lot of loss that was going to occur in my life. I have lost a lot of things since, and part of me feels like, although my physical body did not die, during that accident that a part of me did, a version of me did, something died. And I couldn't unfeel that I left a lot of things at that scene or in my car, or however you want to put it. One of the only things that I could think about in that moment was all of the things that I thought I would never be able to live again. Like, I didn't know that my last cup of coffee was going to be my last cup of coffee, or that I was never going to be able to see or pet my cat again, or I was never going to see another sunrise or sunset. I didn't do enough, I didn't say enough, it just wasn't enough. And I want it to be enough. I want life to be enough. It's messy and hard, and you lose and you lose and you lose over and over and over again, and things change, and they change over and over and over again. But what if you weren't here for that? What if you weren't here for things to change? What if you weren't here to lose things? What if you had nothing to lose because you weren't alive? You didn't have a life. You can't lose anything when you're dead. You can't be heartbroken if you're not here. You can't. All of these things, as devastating as they can be, like, this is living, this is the human experience. And how can we love those parts any less than the good parts? I want to love being heartbroken just as much as I love not being heartbroken or being in love, or whatever you want to counter that with, because it's my life. There are so many things in this world that we avoid and we run from, and things that we fear. And it's not to say that fear doesn't serve a purpose, because a lot of the time it does, but there are also times where it doesn't. And there are also times where you should look that fear in the face, or look that grief or sadness or anxiety, look it in the face and make friends with it, acknowledge it. What do we have in this life if not the ability to feel? What do we have? What is left? Quite literally nothing. Nothingness. If being alive for, I don't know, a handful of decades means that I'm gonna feel broken, I'm gonna be heartbroken, I'm gonna grieve, I'm gonna lose things, I'm gonna lose people, I'm gonna change, I'm gonna struggle, but maybe I'll get to have another cup of coffee, maybe I'll get to pet my cat again, maybe I'll get to see another sunrise, watch another sunset along the way. I don't want to love the hard parts any less. If anything, I want to love them more, because they are deserving of that. The worst parts of me are just as human, if not more human, than the best parts of me. And it shouldn't take nearly dying to feel all of this, but I guess for me it kind of did, and I'm okay with that, and I'm more than okay with that, because that was just another small little window of all of the things that I will feel and do and be and live in this life.